Hey, thank you for signing up for my free 5-part report. Very exciting to share, most of all, information that's going to really allow you to distance yourself from the pack when it comes to network marketing, being an entrepreneur, and charting your personal avenue of success. And this is where I really get passionate about things, guys. I cannot wait to share with you what I feel is going to allow you to lead the parade moving forward as business and everyone's lives independently move forward. Okay, the first topic that I want to share with you is, if you're anything like me, you've probably been caught in a lot of trends and market shifts and probably the tail end of them rather than being positioned in the beginning of them. And so I just want to take a few minutes here and describe to you about what happens in business worldwide about every 10 to 20 years. Okay? If this was 1930 and we were sitting around, there were companies that came out called Avon, Tupperware, and Fuller Brush. Companies that today we would look back and laugh. I mean, let's be honest, we would laugh. And they're great products, great companies, but the problem is it's not 1930 anymore. Okay? And people aren't home. They're not as apt to open their door because of safety issues and concerns, and for whatever reason, people are just not looking to partner on the masses with an opportunity like that as much as they once were. All great companies, all left their stamp on history. So that moves us into the 1940s, where Ray Kroc gets a lot of the credit for developing the McDonald's Corporation. Okay, and franchising started to evolve, and Holiday Inn did it in the hospitality industry, more importantly hotels, more in particular. But franchising is a phenomenal model, okay? And where in this day and age, about 80 cents of every dollar is spent, in the franchising industry, okay? But what do you have with franchising? Okay, you have a big startup cost, monthly royalty fees to get paid back to corporate, okay? You have territorial boundaries. You have a big time commitment, okay? You have a lot of overhead, and more in particular, unfortunately, to the masses once again, we don't and you don't qualify unless you have a major net worth. Okay, so franchising is a great model. It certainly exists today, but a good franchise where you're guaranteed the profit streams at the end of every month is borderline unattainable by what we call the average person. So that leads us into the 1950s, where multi-level marketing started up. Companies like Amway and Mary Kay and a lot of industry leaders, great companies, phenomenal concept. We are all attracted to that type of concept because we're natural networkers, okay? And we want to benefit from two things: time leverage and income leverage. And we've all probably heard, if you haven't heard it, it's a great one. It's an old adage put out there by John Paul Getty, one of the wealthiest men in the world. And what he said was, in order to be wealthy, you need to do three things. One is align yourself with a product or service that everybody wants, but more in particular needs. Okay, that's a huge tip. And the second thing is be your own boss. Okay, control your time. Time is so valuable. It's really why most of us are charting our network marketing course, because we want to control our time to do what we want, with who we want, when we want to do it, and the cool part is, why do we want to do it? Really simply. But the other thing is, the third component to what John Paul Getty said is he would rather have 1% of the efforts of 100 people rather than 100% of his own. And that is monumental. That's why network marketing is the wave of the future. Okay? Traditionally built offline, and really where you put this business in a Ferrari and put it into overdrive is when we go online with it. And that's where we're combining the best of both worlds. Okay, so then came the 60s and catalogs came out. Sears Roebuck really led the pace with that. And now we still have, modern day, we have some East Bay stuff here, and Victoria's Secrets, and a couple of them are still very successful. L.L. Bean still has a great catalog out there. But let's be honest, they're now shifting online as well. Why pay for the shipping costs? 70s was direct mail, okay? Real estate, automobiles, mortgages, those are really great things back in the 70s. But again, we're no longer in the 70s, and innovation has had to set in. And the most innovative person in the world to this day, 15 years running now, has brought the most value to anybody, to the masses in this world. And that's where the technological advances of Microsoft comes in. And they really started up in the 80s and changed everybody's life. There's nobody in this world that doesn't know what a computer is, for the most part, okay? But in the 80s, Microsoft came about, and what also came about was product brokeraging in the retail arena, okay? QVC, home shopping network, insurance brokering became huge, real estate brokering, and really, people started to identify a trend where, why make it and manufacture it when you can position yourself to work through those great products and services, because money today and income and wealth and the masses of wealth is being created in what's called intellectual distribution, which leads us to the trend of the 1990s, and that's internet and e-commerce. Phenomenal, phenomenal trend that is here to stay. That's how we've connected, that's how we've attracted each other, and that's why we are going to chart our course in what I feel is the next biggest trend, okay, and that's called one-to-one marketing. And why one-to-one marketing? What is one-to-one marketing? Okay, one-to-one marketing is the next paradigm that I feel, and a lot of other people feel, is where business is moving towards. Okay, because let's be honest, when you walk into a store these days, first thing that happens is the salesperson hops on you like a lapdog, and all you want to do is look around. But economy's pressed, traditional retail's pressed, online sales are surpassing, brick and mortar sales, because click and order is taken over. And so people hate to be sold, but they do love to buy. So when you can position yourself with information and also position yourself as a leader within that given field, you can really and truly match people to products rather than just trying to move products to people. And I can't express that enough, because that's the difference from marketing on the front end of that statement to sales on the back end of it. When people are looking to buy, they know what they want, they find you, you position yourself as an expert, you give them the proper information, the odds of that sale being transacted between the two parties involved are a lot higher. And that's where one-to-one marketing is coming into play. So to take the technological advances of computerization today, we're very high tech in this day and age, but let's not lose the high touch of where direct sales started in the 1930s. It's so key and monumental in business, because you're still going to want to have the ability to, in person, touch the emotional triggers of a potential consumer. Okay? And when it's all wrapped up and summarized, you're giving people exactly what they want. You're not hard pressing them, you're not chasing them, you're not doing anything forcefully. And as we all know, when you're detached from an outcome and let it come to you, your odds of success are a lot higher. So I hope lesson number 1 was great in terms of your 5 paths to freedom. I think this is a great one. So you always want to stay ahead of a trend before it gets overexposed to the masses. And one-to-one marketing is a phenomenal trend. Okay, it's really where business is heading. Everybody's moving towards that arena, and we're all familiar with it in one way or another. So, again, glad to share that lesson with you. See you at the top.